and welcome to the Long Island Hustle. I have with me Rob White.
Oh, hello. How's it going, everybody?
So I am
Good
so
evening.
excited to have him on my show. He is a comedian extraordinaire and also a professional tattoo artist.
That's right. Yeah, a little bit of both.
A little
So,
bit
yeah.
of everything.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
I love that you're here. So how was your Mother's Day?
Mother's Day was kind of, uneventful. My mom's down in North Carolina, so I didn't have a chance to hang out with her, but she's always a lot of fun. Wished her a happy Mother's Day, and, kind of like so. How about yourself?
That's great. I'm glad she didn't hang up on you.
No.
That's the
She
first sign
loves
of a
me.
good thing.
Loves me.
I actually took my mom to the Borland House in Montgomery, New York, where if you've ever been there before, there's not a whole lot to do. But it is a quaint, adorable town. They did have an art show while we were there. The house is haunted. We did do
Nice.
some
All
ghost paranormal investigation, which I'll talk about in another show because we did find some fun stuff. And we also got to see my friend Keith. He just opened up a craft and art studio to
Okay.
showcase his art, which is so very exciting. So I have a quick clip that I wanted to show of Keith's new store called Mooka Moon in Montgomery. If we could roll clip.
The front, stunning. The back, gorgeous. The side, beautiful. The top,
So this was commissioned from a guy in Chicago and his partner. This was someone I did a show with in New York. So I was just trying to do different styles and different textures. This was my friend's dad who passed away, and this picture was on her refrigerator, and I snagged it and surprised her. This was my ex-boss. Hair colorist to the stars, Angela Cosmai. So the hair had to be flawless.
And it is.
Marissa
It's
Tomei.
Tomei.
When I was doing a cleaning service in New York, I used to clean Marissa's
That's top
apartment.
dead center.
I used to clean her apartment and dust her Oscar. Alberta Hunter, the amazing jazz singer. This was a model that was a client of Angela's, Kiki Bremont. Everybody's favorite mom, Doris Roberts, and there's good old Mo.
They say it's me.
And then the children, the child, the dog. And I think that's it. Oh, those are just other little clients' children that I did, which was the same. These were children that belonged to a client. So these are copies. So I just got booked to do a one-man show down in Florida, New York.
But
For the
with my
month of,
grandchild,
for the month
should
of
be in that book
August.
too.
I know. I
So
have to
beautiful.
I have to print it out. No, but
Sort of.
Excellent. So just like Keith, who you can see at Mooka Moon in Montgomery, and also check out murdermysterynewyork.com. But just like Keith, Rob White is also quite the artist.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of painting, drawing, all kinds of stuff, tattooing especially. But yeah, no, drawing and painting has been something trying to do like portraits and stuff as of recently. And sometimes they're good, sometimes they're horrible. Well, I've been doing comics, so I did a lot of different, stand-up
It's a lot
comics.
of ugly drawing. Comics are like tough to draw. We're like funny looking people.
Well, yeah, because like I did a couple of famous comics, Richard Pryor and Carlin, and then I did Jessica Curson, and but she's got like this like face on, and then I did one of Chris Roach, but it was really bad. It looked like
Like a balloon.
he looked like Down syndrome Chris Roach. It was like, can you say that on here?
You just did.
I just did. Yeah, he did. He looked like very like something was wrong with what happened to him that day. So I guess sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. I try though. At least I'm not doing it on skin. With
Yeah.
tattooing people with horrible portraits
Yeah.
would be.
And your tattoo style is more traditional,
Yeah,
right?
traditional Americana, 100%. That's all I really want to do. But it's an
someone ever-
acquired taste.
Does someone ever come in, show you something, and you're like, just get out?
Like
this is
every
nothing
day.
I wanna
Oh,
do.
constantly. I just look at him and I'm just like, I want you to do it. I'm like, no, you really don't. I refer him to my wife. My wife tattoos. She does phenomenal
sick.
work, or one of the other guys in the shop. Because you don't want a portrait from me. That's been proven. It's not a good look.
And Rob White's wife is so supportive.
My wife is white. Yes.
Yes, and she's white if that matters. She's absolutely so supportive. We see her at all the shows.
She does. She comes out.
You bother her on the internet all the time. We see videos of you just like constantly harassing your wife.
Oh yeah, she loves it.
She seems like she loves it. I wouldn't be surprised if divorce papers were like
No,
thrown your way.
no. She's
I'm just
I'm the
kidding.
coolest kid in school. She's not going anywhere. But she wishes I would leave her alone in the supermarket when I constantly harass her with these videos. She's not big on the limelight. No, she doesn't like that.
Well, does she tattoo with you in your tattoo
Oh
shop?
yeah. No, I met her at a tattoo convention years ago, and it was love at first sight. And now we're together all these years, and she tattoos in the shop, and I tattoo, and it's one big circus family of tattoo artists.
Because your dad used to be a tattoo
Yeah,
artist.
my
too.
dad tattooed for a number of years. He opened up his shop in 1989, and he was tattooing ever since then. So yeah, we're a big fun silly family.
So how does she feel about working with you all day tattooing and then having to come to your show?
Well, that
Is she
implies
like
that
sick of you?
I don't really work. I mean, if I'm being honest, like I'm there. I like haunt the tattoo castle, but she's the one who's pretty much working all the time, and and then she'll come to shows if she can afterwards. But no, we get along really well. People that don't get along with their spouse, they're like, I need my man cave or I need my
Like, what's wrong
alone
with you?
time.
Is that
Like,
not your best friend?
like that's what you're in this. If you can't
Yeah.
hang with your significant other, then just get a divorce, right? Just get a divorce. You're just lame.
Just get out. Just
Ugh.
get out.
Enjoy each other. That's what I do.
So recently, you and I actually did a show together in Belport.
Yeah, that was a great show.
That was a
really
great
great show.
show, and that was the first time I've performed with you before. I don't remember when, but I know I've absolutely seen you before. But that was the first time I actually got to host and see you do your thing.
Yeah, that was nice. Thank you.
Yeah, and besides like breaking half the set, you did like a pretty sweet job.
Oh yeah, I don't even know what they were doing. They had some kind of like podium up there. Like, why do you have a podium? And then it just immediately imploded, fell on the floor like a Jenga house. It was great.
Oh, great!
But I like those shows where it just goes off the rails and
It went off the rails, and everybody loved it. Like it went off the rails in the best way.
Oh yeah, we had
Yeah,
a
we had
great crew on there.
We were drinking too. We were all having an
Yeah,
amazing
yeah.
time. That was a Milanis show. He's a madman. Love
Yep,
him, but
yep.
he is a madman.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, let's take a peek at that. We have Rob doing stand up here at the Belport VFW.
Yeah.
Greatest night of my life right now. Thank you so much. This is wonderful. You want to do like a theater or maybe do a casino? Like, no, I'd like to do the VFW hall in Patchogue, please. I want to go to a place that has their porch light inside. That's what I would like. Two fake plants from some shitty therapist's office. I'd like to be completely overdressed for the fucking show. I'd love to show up looking like a game show host. That would be nice, right? Like this lectern over here, this podium. What is this? This is like, oh God, it's falling up. And we're off. I was just gonna use it to do my stump speech. I want to run for the mayor of Belport, you know? I figure it only takes like, what, a handful of Oxycontin? How do you run for mayor in this town? Anyway, I promise I won't steal your catalytic converter. There you go. That's my whole campaign speech. Right on.
Oh my god!
I feel like somewhere someone's just hitting the bleep button. Like, no, that wasn't the clip. No.
So you have so much energy on stage.
Yeah.
And I have seen you just, you know where I saw you perform, where we performed together in Long Beach? While ago.
Yeah. That was who did that? Jeff.
show?
Jeff.
Yeah. And
Jeff. What's Jeff's last name now? Why is it?
I'm gonna say Goldsberg, but I think that's just common Jewish.
Yeah, no, I
name.
think it is.
I
It
think-
is Jeff Goldberg. Jeez,
Is
my
it?
God.
Is
Yeah.
it? Okay. I knew it was a Berg or a Min.
I know a couple of
or-
Bergs. That's why it confuses me because I want to say like Sternberg or something. I'm like, that's not. It's not the name.
But you had so much enthusiasm, and he's always wearing a suit, and
Yeah,
he comes
I know,
in all
today-
changed up today. And there's other changes going on in your life because I'm gonna treat myself to a grappa that we got from Sip and Say. And again, visit our sponsors, sipsay.com. Place your orders. Use the LI Hustle, and you get 15% off your entire order. So that's excellent to know. Now I'm gonna pour myself some grappa. Why aren't you joining me? Because when you think Rob
Okay.
White, you think of a
No.
cigar and you think of you holding bourbon. What
No,
is
of
going
course,
on?
of course. Well, I've been double timing on the cigars lately because of the fact that I decided for at least 100 days I wouldn't drink, and it was just one of those things
Was
where
this
I,
your wife's decision? Was she like this?
No, absolutely not. I mean,
Okay.
they're very supportive on all that kind of stuff, but I mean, pretty much I can do almost anything and she'll support it as long as it's nothing crazy, you know, nothing horrible. But I was just like, you know what? I've been drinking for so long. I'm not going off the rails or anything, but I was like, when was the last time I had more than like 2 or 3 weeks where I hadn't drank? And I couldn't remember. I'm like, it must have been my 20s. I'm 45 years old now. So I was like, you know what? Let's try just for like 100 days to not drink and see if you feel
Yeah.
better. I'm not going to lie.
And you're
I
not
definitely,
tempted, right?
No, I mean, there are moments where you want a whiskey or you want a beer. Like, oh yeah, grappa's an evil spirit though. If I'm going to break my
You're fast.
my fast or whatever you would like to call it. I'm definitely going with like a good like Scotch or a bourbon
this
or
grappa
a
taste
Guinness.
is like wine. It's
Yeah.
like bourbon wine.
Oh, yeah, it's
it
like a
freaks me
sweet
out.
kind
of digestif. It cures your ails. It's
Well, for the night, wake up in the morning and you'll
but
feel.
I was so excited. I'm like, things I know about Rob White. Loves cigars, loves his wife, loves like Scotch bourbon. I'm gonna bring
Yeah.
him this really cool grappa. And then he's like, Jen, I don't want to drink with you
I know.
specifically. I
Well,
stopped drinking because of you. And
Honestly, because you're over here drinking out of a sippy cup. I mean, to be
This is
honest
actually
with
a
you,
SpongeBob cup.
Exactly.
And
You know what I mean? Like,
this has stickers that comes out of it. That you were gonna get one too. That had all these stickers.
it seems kind of ironic, I guess, to drink out of a
Yes.
child's cup
It's
when you're
what I
drinking
do.
spirits here, drinking fruit of the gods. Look, I'm eventually sure that I will have a drink again. It's not like these.
You're not like
Like an
in
AA
you're not
sober
working
thing.
a program.
No, it's just, you know what? I've always been, what's the word for it, where you over the top. If I'm gonna do something, I'm
like
doing it
overindulge.
way more. Like I started running, and next thing you know, I ran 20 miles. No one would think that because of the size of me. I'm like, you're not running. I'm like, no, that's how I do. Whatever it is, I'm going the extreme. So I'm like, all right, if we're not gonna drink, like we're not gonna drink.
I think that holds
You
true
know,
for a lot of
do it.
people who are creatives. Is like we if we're gonna do it, like we're gonna do it. We're gonna
Yeah.
like we're gonna like blow the house down. Like,
Oh, of course.
you ran 20 miles.
Yeah, I ran from my house in Selden all the way to Riverhead.
Was someone chasing you?
No, just me being like, let's do this. That's the thing. Like, if you're gonna do something, do it as hard as you can, just to see what
So
happens.
is the
you
no
know?
drinking like was that recent? Is this part of this like new Rob White?
No, because you know what it is? I was drinking while I was doing the running, and now I sprained my ankle, so I can't run. So it sort of seems it's dumb. I probably shouldn't drink and shouldn't smoke while I'm running. Not that I'm smoking and drinking at the same time.
But that could be like that could be like your fuel. Like I don't know what fuels you. Like
you
then
know
maybe
what?
that makes it easier for you.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about running like 15 miles and then having a beer when it's over.
It started at 20 and now we're at 15
No,
miles.
but it's well,
ladies and
it's not
gentlemen.
always
Yeah.
20. 20 was the most I had done. But you do like after a half marathon, you want a Guinness.
Yeah,
You
I
do.
can imagine.
It
I've never
seems
done
weird.
a half marathon. I used to play lacrosse. That's a whole different story. But
Do it.
just drink. Just get up there and do it.
Just go ape shit. Go crazy.
Go
you know what I mean?
running.
If you're gonna
Just
do something,
go
do it.
nuts.
Just don't dabble with your foot in the water like
Don't dabble.
no.
Do
no.
it.
This is what
Do
you gotta
it.
do, you know?
So I know you also have your own podcast. What is that
I
called?
do. So it's called Who the F is Rob White, and it's on YouTube. You can find it under Rot Gut Studios. I share the channel with Joe Winchell, who does this show called Millennial Stoner. And my podcast is basically I tattoo for a living, as you said earlier. And so I thought tattooing, stand-up comedy, how can we combine this? So I started tattooing stand-up comics on the show, and it's been hysterical. I was supposed to have you on the show.
I know.
But then you're like, you can't do it because
My husband
no,
won't
listen.
let me
First,
get-
dude, she harasses me to be on the show,
Harassed.
and it's like you just don't want me on the show. Blah blah blah.
something like that.
And then we did the show at the VFW, and I'm like, you know what? We got to do this. You're right. I got to have you on the show. You're
Rob's like,
cool.
oh, she's actually funny.
You
Okay,
wanna-
let's have her on the show.
I had to judge you first and
Yeah.
see.
No, I get that. I think that's
You know, I was like, all right, you did it. You did good. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's pull this.
That was
And
a rough crowd.
We had a lot of fun.
we
It
had
was a
so
great-
much fun, but I had to give them a bathroom
great
break at
set,
a point.
right?
It got crazy.
We did the show, and then you wanted to do, what did you want to do? It was
I
a
wanted to
Cupid
get a
doll.
Cupid doll
Yeah.
for my daughter, and my husband's like, no more ink. Not
Oh.
right now. This is the last piece he let me get was on my
Psyched.
arm, and now he's like, well, when I married you, you said you didn't want to get any more tattoos. And I'm like, ew, that's so rude. And he has no tattoos.
Jen-
He doesn't drink, not because he has a problem. He just doesn't like to drink. He doesn't drink at all, doesn't smoke, no tattoos, totally vanilla. My
What
husband.
is he,
like,
like a born again Christian? What's going on here?
no, he was in the military. He was
Oh.
like he's like just the stand-up dude. You
Doesn't
know,
want to get tattooed. Well, you know what?
He
Hey, good for
doesn't.
him. Honestly, it's almost better when I
Is
find
it?
people that don't have tattoos. Yeah, because think about it. It's like what made tattooing cool was that people got them and other people hated them.
That's true. It was like a rebel thing.
I want people to hate tattooing again. This is crazy.
Let's hate tattooing
I
again.
want them to hate it because it was so much better when everyone thought I was part of some sort of underground, just
Grungy.
pirates and drug addicts and bikers and
Yeah.
hooligans.
We're all
and,
drunk down there,
Ah.
and there's ink flying.
right,
and-
everyone's doing meth. And
Yeah.
now everyone's like, oh, well, I have a tattoo and I have a great credit score. Like, oh, come on.
no,
We still pack pistols. Now everyone's packing like what?
Marlboro
little-
Reds or the Crushes.
Used to
This
smoke
is a cig-
cigarettes and
Crush. The first tattoo I got, I was smoking, I'll say cigarette. I was smoking a cigarette and petting a dog. That was like the first tattoo I've
smoking a
ever
cigarette
gotten.
and petting a
I
dog.
was really smoking a blunt.
And now,
And now you're in like sterile environments where like there's art everywhere.
I mean, it's
I love that. I do love the art of it though.
No, it is a great art.
And you have
I
such a
love that.
traditional
But I
style.
just feel like we used to worry about people getting angry and throwing a brick through your window or punching you in the face.
The
We used to
days.
fight people in the shop, and now I'm literally battling people over bad Yelp reviews. Do you understand the soccer moms? How horrible. You know our worst.
I am a mom, but I'm not quite a soccer mom. But
I used to worry about the local like bike club or organized gang,
if
organized
you did
crime.
like the wrong gang tattoo or something, like I can't do this tattoo because I'm part of this gang,
Yes.
right? Like wasn't
Now
that the
I have to
thing?
worry about like the moms groups. Like every
Yeah.
town's got like we have middle country moms or there's wherever what town
What do
you
they
have a
complain
moms
about?
group?
They're like, I wanted to get angel wings on my back and I didn't like them.
I didn't feel like it was a very friendly environment. Nobody
not.
greeted me or gave me cucumber water. Like, oh God. But I'm old now. I mean, I'm only 45, but I started it when I was 13. So when people see me,
Yeah.
they're like, well, you're not that old. I'm like, yeah, but I started like 1993. Do you remember 93? How awesome it was?
I was really young. I was born in '87.
It was good times. 80. Born in 80.
Yeah, see, so I wasn't even alive. You were
Yeah.
7. You were thinking about tattooing.
Yeah, I had no
I was
choice.
just born. You didn't have a choice, did
No,
you?
my old man was just like, that's it. Like, you're 13.
stupid.
You're sitting around the house. What are you doing? You're wasting your time. What are you on this? AOL? What is this computer? This computer's not going to amount to shit.
Age, sex, location. You're
What are
like
you-
meeting up with.
No, I'm just looking for,
then-
the chat rooms, Dad. Look, get out of here. Get your pencils. Come on, you're going to the shop. You're
Were
gonna
you
learn how to tattoo.
artistic though? Like, did you have an artistic flair about you, or was he just like you're a piece of shit coming to the shop?
There was like really no other choice, kind of. I mean, it wasn't like held down and forced against my will. It wasn't like that. But it was just sort of like I went to school. That was the only stuff in school that I gravitated towards was art class. I loved my art teacher. I loved going to art. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go to art school. My dad's like, you think you're going to art school? I'm like, yeah, I want to go to art school. I'll learn how to do art. I'll have a nice art job. And he's like, congratulations, you already have an art job. Get back to the studio.
You're an apprentice. Quick,
Get
clean
in there,
this
you know.
chair.
Yeah, it was it. Just clean the studio, answer the phone, put a stencil on, go get a sandwich for the guys. That's it.
And now that's such a coveted position. I see so many people
Oh, yeah.
looking for apprenticeships for doing tattoos.
It's everywhere. It's so.
Do you have an apprentice
pervasive.
now?
No, not anymore. No, we did. We had an apprentice for a
killed him?
while, and he graduated up the ladder and is doing well for himself. So
Good
yeah,
for him.
it's
Good for
stuff.
him. Are you guys? I always hear that your apprentice and your master, for better words, like never get along after the end. Is that
You know
true?
what? You're probably right because I hate that guy right now. No, I don't. I'm kidding. Like I love Nick Levitino, my apprentice. He
What's up,
actually
Nick?
just left our shop.
All right.
Let that sit there, Nick. Let that sit there.
That's-
No, he's a good kid. He's moving on. He's doing really well for himself. He's gotten really good with his tattoos. But yeah, no, there is always that sort of like, I love him. He's doing great work, but I want to strangle him because it's weird because it becomes like a father-son relationship where you start to find yourself in this like I'm the master and you're the
Right.
apprentice, and I'm like, nah. It is weird. It's a weird dynamic. I never had kids, but I guess that's what it's going to be like.
I have kids not quite like that. She doesn't tattoo though. Maybe we should.
That's well. How old is she now?
She's 6, so she's like behind the ball.
But she hasn't like usurped your power. You know what I mean? That's
She's
how it
just-
feels when they get to a certain point where they're better than you at tattooing. Then it's like, I still can do things.
Yeah. My 6-year-old, what she likes to do is my husband will bring home like a Burger King crown.
Okay.
And she'll crown me and I'll like act really excited about it. And then she'll take my crown and crown herself.
Yeah, but she's
It's
still
like she's literally usurping me.
but not. I mean, you can still give her a glass of NyQuil and go watch TV. You know what I mean? Like
I
you can
could,
still
yeah.
you can still do what you do. As
I'm
an
still in
adult.
charge.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
still in
Just
charge.
Just send her to a room on some trumped up charges that don't make sense.
I love my baby. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm the worst mom. I am just always like, if my kid was a serial killer, I'd be like, I just want you to be the best serial killer. I need you to be safe. Mommy will help you. Like I would be, oh my God. I'm just the enabling mom who's like, what are you
Oh,
good at? You're good
Mother
at
daughter
that.
serial killer kind of thing. I
Wouldn't
think
it
that could be a
cute,
cool,
right?
it'd be a good podcast.
It's like, honey, what did I tell you? You bury them and then you put the lie on top,
Oh, yeah,
not on the
yeah.
bottom. You got to decompose only 3 feet down so the soil can breathe.
It's a little
Not
bit,
6 feet
it's a
because
little bit much.
then it's not aerated enough and they won't decompose fast.
No, I guess, yeah.
That's a little extra for our
Still.
audience out there who's ever thinking about getting rid of something. That's one way to do it. This is taking a dark turn.
Yeah, it's
taking
weird.
a weird dark turn. So speaking of tattoos,
Lord.
I know you tattooed Don Sill.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I felt so terrible because I didn't know the meaning of his tattoo,
Right.
and he was at an event, and I was drinking, and
God,
I
I'm
like
just
drew on it, like I drew like a mustache.
Well, you know what?
And he
He's
was
got
cool
a
with
good
it. He was
sense
cool
of
with it.
humor. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a tattoo for his brother.
Yes.
But
Who
you know what?
recently passed, God rest
Yeah,
him.
I mean, I don't think.
He
I
was
think it was
cool.
with good humor that you did that. It wasn't
Yeah.
like wasn't a Hitler mustache, was it?
No, no,
Oh, that's the
no.
best mustache.
I mean, it would have been. It was like the the 2 U's because I'm
Oh,
drunk and I think
yeah.
it's funny, like mariachi mustache.
Yeah.
Who else have you tattooed? Because you've had a lot of people in your chair.
I've tattooed a lot of the comedy community. Well, let me
Have
see.
you done Pratt's?
No, I did tattoo Lou. Yeah, I tattooed Lou. Yep. Tattooed him.
He did he got like an autism tattoo.
Yep,
right?
a while back we did that little, like, I think it was a skull with the autism puzzle pieces.
Very
if I remember
cool.
correctly.
My daughter's
brain
also
goes to fuzz.
autistic, so
Okay.
I love watching, kind of watching him do his thing because his son's a lot older than my daughter. I kind of like walk beside his footsteps to see what he's
Yeah.
up to. I'm like, oh, that was a cool tattoo. I don't really like the puzzle piece thing.
Right, but that's the symbol that they chose for it.
There's a bunch of them, but there's like a community that's like, we are not puzzle pieces. It's a whole
Oh my God.
whole autistic thing.
Of course they would be complaining about, I'm not a puzzle piece.
Now it's I forget what the new symbol is, but there was something new, and then they use like an infinity symbol, and I'm like, there's not a shot in hell I'm getting an infinity symbol
symbol.
tattooed
Oh,
on me. I mean, I have
that
some
was-
bad tattoos, but it's never been an infinity symbol. Thank goodness.
That was so popular for the longest time.
I still see like moms going out and getting it on their wrist.
Yeah, no, that is the biggest. Yeah.
It means forever. I'm like, oh God, kill me.
Yeah.
What's one tattoo that if someone asked you to do, you would outright just say, get out? You'd
No,
be like, I don't even
I-
want to do that.
I mean, I like to stick to my traditional Americana style of tattooing. So whatever it is, as long as it fits into that motif, I don't care. People are like, well, I have my opinions on politics and my opinions on religion, and I don't care. I don't care what it is.
There's not one thing that someone
Nothing.
can walk
I've
in and
done
you'd be like,
Everything.
what if they were like, I want
Yes. How much?
I want a hot chick,
Right.
boobs out, which we're all for.
Yeah,
we're happy.
yeah.
But she's dressed in a World War II Nazi uniform, has a Hitler mustache, is doing a salute.
I did an SS officer pinup girl already.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
So what I mean?
Okay, but here's how I'll explain
and
this.
you're
'cause-
okay with that?
No,
Like, let's-
no. I'm not okay with
let's
the
get into it.
idea. I'm okay with the actual.
art.
No, it's not even. It's more than that. Okay, so here's the thing. First of all, this is America. We could believe in whatever we want to believe in, and people believe in some pretty wild crap nowadays,
Amen. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I'm not going to tell anybody what they should and shouldn't believe in. I have my own opinions and beliefs. I'm not a Nazi, and I'm not into that kind of shit. But
Okay.
if that's what you want, so be it. Furthermore, to not tattoo it is a disservice to the community.
You think so?
Yeah, because think about it this way: if you're somebody that comes in and you're like, "I want a giant swastika right here on my arm," okay, and I tell you, "No, I'm not going to
I
do
guess
it."
they deserve it.
You're going to get it somewhere, A, right, and B, like you should have that.
Yeah,
because that's
you're-
it's what you
People should
believe in.
know,
It's
yeah.
what you believe in, and plus, I'm also doing a service to the community because now with the giant swastika on your forearm, you're not going to be the girls' softball coach. You're not the local ice cream man. You're not going to walk around with
true.
an easy day. I put the mark on you. It's your mark. You chose it. I got good money for it. And everyone is it's way better to see the guy with the swastika at the playground and to be like, come on, kids, let's avoid that, man.
And not
even-
see the
same thing with
swastika.
perverted stuff or
That makes a lot of sense.
dirty stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I'm literally, it's like, remember in Inglourious Bastards where they carved the swastika
Yes.
in their heads?
I've
Like, yeah.
been watching that on repeat
Because you
recently.
can't take that uniform off. So,
No, that's
if you
right.
want to believe in something, I feel like you should be as out there as you can. And then we all, because it's freedom,
all know who
freedom
you
of
are.
speech, freedom of expression. Now I'll choose not to be in your community if I don't want to, yeah. So yeah, no, it's not like
I'm not tearing about by that way. We have a fan in the corner of this room if you guys are watching, and the fan's like blowing, and I'm not like crying about Nazis. So
blowing like
yeah,
pollen and
but-
asbestos around. It's
really upset about the whole thing.
you
I think
gotta
it's a
do-
great attitude, though.
I mean,
Oh,
it's not like I'm not putting that on my Instagram. It's not like, hey guys, look at this. It's a portrait of Hitler smiling. But
Look at the portfolio.
It's not gonna be
not-
there, but it's definitely
So the Nazi pinup girl that you did, the SS
Yeah.
pinup girl.
Yeah.
Did someone get there?
that was his
did,
request. It
did
wasn't
they-
in the rack.
Did they? It wasn't like on the wall.
It wasn't
a
like, oh,
flash.
that's number 37A. Okay. It was like, what do you want? Like, I don't know if you should, but then again, you know what? Now you should. It's you.
I always
It
wanted to
fits
be
you.
ballsy enough to get a flash, and now
Yeah.
I need to do it one day just to get it done. But I'm like running out of good space, you
Well,
know.
listen.
Like my ankles are done, my feet are done.
We were gonna do this, but then
I know I gotta. You know what? That's what I should do though. I should come on your podcast and I should just pick out one of your flashes.
But that's what I have QPs. We can make that.
we could just flash.
We
it.
could have done this. That's how I got on this podcast. Because you were
No,
like,
'cause
well,
I
if I'm
liked
going to do
you.
yours, then you do mine. Okay, cool. And then you were like, well, you know what? Nah. It was like the
Like,
matching
I actually
tattoo.
don't like your podcast. no,
Wow,
I'm just
that's so
kidding.
rude.
No.
Oh, you know what?
In fact, I love his podcast so much. Let's go ahead and roll to Who the F is Rob White and take a quick look at his podcast.
You know, every tattoo is like a unique reflection of your personal inside inner feelings and all. And so we really, I'm just like, get a fucking eagle off the wall. All your innermost thoughts and being is terrible and stupid.
So you're not one of those people that's like, every tattoo has a story.
Yeah, and most of them suck. Stop, just go in, get a fucking eagle, walk
good.
outside. Hopefully your girl doesn't like cheat on you with the mailman. You know what I mean? Hopefully a good day happens and you can look at that tattoo and go, yeah, I'm glad I got that. Yeah, 1998 was a good year, you know? Just like, you know, every tattoo's
Yeah, that was exactly.
Yeah, 98 was a good year, too. That was,
98 was a good year. That's when Coke was made with real sugar.
I feel like I'm losing customers after this, you know?
No.
They're going to be like, he does Nazi tattoos, and he's a horrible, angry man.
No, you are not an angry man.
Won't
but
even
you-
drink with me,
He
you
won't
know?
drink with me. I have him on my show. He's like, I don't want to drink with you. And then he makes some absurd lie about how he's been sober for almost 50 days. And I'm like, "Bah, that's
Your
crazy."
drink of choice was like a Jaeger bomb. That's what you said.
My favorite drink to drink when I'm like just on the go.
On the go.
Eh,
What, driving?
Well, no, not always, but
Oh.
like not driving, but like when I'm doing stuff is Jaeger and Red Bull.
That's
It's
like
delicious.
that's like poor man's cocaine. That's like
Yeah. I stay up. I stay up. I drink a lot of coffee in a day. I've just recently started like getting into Red Bull with the Jaeger and Red Bull, and I was like, I wonder what this would be like without the Jaeger.
it's just amphetamine.
I know.
You know, I don't know. See, I like coffee. I get it, but truth be told, like I'm a just relax kind of guy.
You know,
I want to just after it's done, I just want to go and sleep. The Red Bull, I'm gonna
You're
be
right.
heart palpitations. Gonna be
that's my usual though. I'm always like usually like this, but when we were away for Mother's Day in the sleepy town of Montgomery, and I mean like they had two museums. Both of them were supposed to be open for 3 hours a day on just one day, Saturday, and they were closed. Me and my mom are literally rocking on rocking chairs. I'm smoking a cigarette. I'm drinking a Barker's espresso martini, and I'm just we're literally just rocking like you.
but an espresso martini.
Yeah.
See, even when you're relaxing, you're still doing like
I'm doing something, you know.
Oh.
I'm up or I'm down.
yeah.
I'm up or I'm down. But when I was there, we actually got like amazing sleep. And then I came home and was doing some consulting work and I was up to like 1 a.m. and it ruined my sleep because over the vacation I was like getting up at 8 with my mom. Even though I know she did this. I'm a loud snorer, especially if I'm like exhausted. But she would shake my arm and then I'd wake up like, ugh, and she'd be like, oh, I'm so glad you're up. And I'm like,
yeah, that's no good.
you know why I'm up, Mom.
Yeah.
You shook me.
Yeah.
But also, I think she was trying to make me think there was ghosts. Like we were trying to trick each other.
Oh,
Because it's supposed to be like a haunted bed and breakfast we were at. So like even though we were relaxing, like if I knew my mom was going downstairs to get tea, I would like hide in another part of the house and I'd be like, Marie. And she'd be like,
creeping each other out.
yeah, we were just like messing with each other, you know, like, because that's my mom and that's what we do. So my mom's from like Brooklyn. She's like, so she was just like, what, Jen, what? And then she's like, but you did scam me. I'm like, I know I
Is that what
did.
she sounds like too? That's a good. That's a good.
That's more scratchy, but,
No, but I
my
like
mother
that. That's a
sounds
good
like
mom
this.
voice.
She does like, this is how she talks, and she calls me Jennifer.
She says talk.
She talks. She calls me Jennifer.
She
She
say turlet.
she doesn't say turlet because that would.
That's a Brooklynese thing.
Is it?
Turlet.
You know
and
what?
Earl.
I noticed a lot that and it's because they used to drink a lot, but my grandfather who was from Brooklyn used to call this a bottle.
A bottle. Like
Bottle.
yeah.
Like you get a bottle liquor.
Yeah.
And I can't even say it right, but it was like there was no T's in it. It was just a
He
bottle
always
liquor.
said things like my grandmother used to say alcoholic.
He's an alcoholic.
Great grandfather was an alcoholic. Oh, okay. Alcohol. I never had alcohol.
My mom can't say bear. She calls everything a beer.
Okay, no, my wife does this, and I always give her crap for it because she can't say any words that sound like ear and air are the same.
I
it's
have a
beer and
similar
beer.
issue.
Like fear and fair is fair and fair. I'm like, it's
Where's she from?
from up in Cape Cod, Massachusetts.
Oh, she's a Cape
So
Cod.
I don't know, she's like, I was technically born in Rhode Island. I'm like, whatever, you grew up on the Cape. But the New England thing, I don't know, and her sister, the same kind of thing. They can't say the ear, air, just both sounds like air.
I have some trouble with vowels too. I had a horrible speech impediment as a kid. I had to have like private speech lessons. People couldn't understand me.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, I was raised in in Alabama Brooklynese because my dad was in the army, and then I also had a tongue thrust and a slur.
Tongue thrust sounds like
It was like
This is PG-13, guys.
Yeah.
Don't say tongue thrust.
I wish. But no, after 3 years, and now everyone I speak to is like, oh, you're so eloquent. You speak so nicely. And I'm like, yeah, well, it took my parents a lot of money to figure that out.
Trained yourself to speak
I
nicely.
did. But when I get drunk, or if I'm tired, you'll start to hear like a slur come in, and I'll be like, hey, well, it could just be the drink. But when
How do
I'm
you get tired? You're drinking espresso martinis and...
Because when you go to sleep, it's like literally I'm sitting on the couch, I'm fine, and then all of a sudden I like wake up and I'm like, oh, right, fell asleep for a minute. Time to sleep.
You don't sleep, you just black out.
I brown out.
Brown out.
It's not always the alcohol either. Sometimes it's a sleeping pill, or sometimes it's nature. It could be nature once in a while.
This is like a...
This is a cry for help. This is what it sounds like.
On the next episode of Intervention,
Yeah,
guys.
right.
Sober Rob's going to start changing and fixing everyone in comedy. Just come in here and sit down for a half hour.
He's taken off his suit. He's gotten rid of his alcohol, and he's ready to do work.
Yeah,
Come join Sober Rob. I can't even say your name today. Rob White.
I know. I'm a Christian missionary right now. I feel like
It's that old joke. My favorite part of Thanksgiving is where everyone sits down and tells me everything that I've done wrong because it's like an intervention.
Yeah, it's true.
So
that's a good time of the year. The holidays for
it's
that.
my favorite time,
Yeah.
really. So you run a tattoo? Do you run the shop?
Yeah, well, it's my wife pretty much runs it. Let's be honest here.
dig
I'm
that.
there and I'm like
that.
the mascot of the place, but she runs our shop and I kind of take credit for it. That's what I do.
I mean, that's what all men do. Let's be honest. And well, you didn't celebrate Mother's Day with I think every woman kind of gets a little like snuggle on Mother's Day.
She's the shop mom for certain, and everybody says that. And
that's really
she takes
sweet.
care of the everything right. Right now she's at home cleaning, probably listening to this, being the mom. So
Yeah, she's probably like, what are they talking about? This is terrible.
Yeah, no,
Except,
this is-
what are they talking about? This is terrible.
No, she's not. No, she doesn't have that hardcore Southie kind of accent. And it's not that bad because, God, I wouldn't be able to deal with it. Her brother does. Her brother's got a wicked accent.
Yeah.
So she says wicked a lot.
They do.
Yeah,
And they
that's
do
her fave.
they do park the car in Harvard Yard, I've heard.
He's always looking for his khakis. He's always looking for them.
They always gotta look for them. But do you have any shows coming up that you're doing? It's been a little slow for me too, by the
It
way.
has been slow, right?
was
I was
really a
looking at it
rush.
earlier. I think it's the end of the month. We're doing Sticks and Stones in the Hamptons again.
Nice.
And doing a couple of things here and there at Governor's. I know little guest spots and that kind of sort of thing, but nothing really
to
set
speak
in
of.
stone. I got the comedy shop on the 26th, I believe.
Nice.
I believe that's the day. Go to, it's all on robwhitecomedy.com.
RobWhiteComedy.com, where you
Plug.
can find everything you need for your laughing needs.
Oh, we should have that one-stop shop.
It's a one. You want tattoos? You want funny tattoos? You
You've
want
Come to the right place.
swastikas?
Well, swat-
Whatever you need, Rob White's got you. He might not agree with you, but he'll put it on
I'll
you.
do it.
He'll do it.
I'll take that money.
I think it's funny though, because I do know someone who made a big mistake and got a tattoo on them that was an SS tattoo.
Okay,
And
see, it happens.
She called me, and it's because she was struggling mentally, and she was mad at her significant other who happened to be Jewish.
Oh, wow.
So she thought it was
That's
like
a fight and a half. Like, you know how mad I am? Death camp mad.
yeah. Yeah, my friends they're a little nuts, but she calls me and
That's a
she
lot.
goes, "You have to come over and see something I'm going to regret for the rest of my life." And I come over, I go, "And you're right though, but the first thing I said was, who did that to you?"
Yeah,
That's who I got mad at first, not her for her decisions, which I should have been.
it wasn't my fault.
I know it's not.
know
You're
what I
right. You
mean? Like-
explained it, but I was like, who would even put that on you? And because I know that she's like a nut job, but
No.
it's now a kiss tattoo.
See, that's what happens. That's what you do.
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
costs double for the cover up, so it's like it all works its way out.
She was so worried too because she didn't even think of the implications because I guess she was in a manic episode. But I'm like, what if you get like in an accident and an ambulance gets you when they cut you? Like they have to cut your clothes off and they see that. Like,
Yeah.
someone might not give you the best care because you're a hate monger. Like,
It's a
these are
weird way to
things-
go about it.
Yeah.
It's like you might not get good health care because you're a Nazi.
Yeah.
Like, that's why you shouldn't be a Nazi. Not the hateful part.
Well, I know she didn't mean it, and she did it in a spot like she did it like by her groin, like on her hip, sort of. And she did it in a spot nobody would see it, but I was like, we gotta figure it out. So like, we polled our friends. We were either gonna do like a stereo that was like pause, start, pause, stop, and turn the SS
Oh,
into
yeah,
pauses,
yeah, yes, you
or
turn-
it was gonna be a kiss tattoo. The poll came back, and it turned into a kiss tattoo.
Which is wild that the KISS logo has the double S.
Yeah.
The
They
double
thickened
S
it up a
Nazi
little
runes.
bit.
Yeah, but it's like, but I don't know if all of them were Jewish, but I know that at least
Gene Simmons.
Gene
is
Simmons, is
Jewish.
and he was just sitting back like, it'd be awesome in my band here. Maybe use the Nazi logo in it. That'd be funny.
You know what's funny? A lot of my daughter's clothes from high-end companies like Lola and the Boys, New, have like 2 thunderbolts on them, and I often think like,
Where are they being
yeah,
manufactured?
they're. I don't know.
Yeah, but you
I
should
don't
find
know.
out.
Yeah.
Deutschland, Deutschland.
And I'm over here like literally. Everyone knows that I'm like pretty independent, but mostly liberal. So like, it would be just the biggest like egg on my face.
Yeah, that would be
to
really.
be supporting that. Like I would. Yeah, but a lot of the kids, that's what's cool now is like some thunderbolts. They like the tie-dye smiley faces.
Yeah.
My daughter has a lot of, believe it or not, a lot of like Sailor Jerry style tattoo.
Oh yeah, traditional
Like a
tattoos
lot of
are big.
her clothes have that all over it.
Yeah, the old school tattoos are really big.
Yeah. And I couldn't imagine, they're so imperfect that like I don't think I could ever get like a full colored traditional tattoo.
Why not? Why?
I don't know. I feel like I would pick it apart. I'd be like, oh, this line's too, because like I just feel like they're not as like structured. I don't know.
they're
Tell
the
me more
most
about.
structured. It's basically the idea of traditional tattooing was tattooing born out of tattooing, and what I mean by that is like there's a lot of different styles of tattooing out there. You got realism and graffiti and lettering and Japanese and all these different styles, and most of them aren't born out of tattooing. Like realism is born out of photography. So you're trying to do something that's close to a photograph, or graffiti style born out of spray paint graffiti. So where tattoos like traditional American, fine line, Japanese style, those are all born out of tattoo artists who drew the tattoos to be for tattooing. And furthermore, it's the idea behind it is to have structure because it's line work. The line work is what holds it all together. The shading keeps it together so that 10 years down the road, it's still, people will get like these no outline tattoos that are all color, and 25 years from now, it looks like a piece of tie dye. It
Yeah, it
literally
looks
does.
like a blob.
So people are like, I don't want these tattoos to look cartoony. And I'm like, do you realize tattooing is quite honestly, they're not sure if it's the first or second art form in the world. It comes about the same time that the cave paintings come about. Which one came first, no one's sure because you don't have bodies that last that long. But the oldest human remains found intact on Earth, actual skin, have tattoos in them.
Wow, do you know what kind? Like, what
it's,
is it?
It's crazy. The one that I saw,
Is it like
had,
Greek people?
No,
or-
these were. It was in Siberia. So I guess it
like
prior
a
to
tiger?
Russia, but no, it was this crazy like deer, like elk type creature with mushrooms growing out of its antlers. It's really
looked dope?
really wild. Or not mushrooms, the flowers growing out of the antlers. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. I'll show you the picture.
Wow.
And so people are like, oh, tattoos look cartoony. I'm like, no, cartoons look tattooy because cartoons are hundreds of years old and tattoos are as old as humanity.
That's really
you know?
interesting.
So yeah, and you know what's crazy is these tattoos, they stayed because they had outlines, and stuff from 25 years ago doesn't have an outline, doesn't stay.
yeah. That was one of the first things when I was getting a tattoo. Me and my girlfriends all wanted like matching stars.
Yeah.
And then we were like, we don't want outlines. I want a blue star and I want a pink star. And the guy's like, you need a black outline or I'm
Right.
not doing it. And I was like, okay. And now I have it. It's so bad. It's supposed to be a star with a hula hoop, a star with a halo around it, and it looks like a star hula hooping, and it is horrible. Like anytime I see my back in the mirror, I'm like, I have such bad ink from when I was
That's
under 18.
So good though.
It is so good.
Look, tattoos remind you of a certain time and a place, right? You were 18 years old, hanging out with your friends, and you got something cool. So now you can look back and be like, 18 was pretty awesome.
I did get a cover up kind of recently. I had daddy's baby across my shoulders that was a little blown out. Got it when I was younger. And I was wearing a gown at a gala. My husband was like it was like some accounting thing we were at. And some guys were drunk and they're like, oh, I could be your daddy. And I was like,
Yo,
and this
what?
is getting covered up immediately. This is gross and weird.
Yeah, it's awkward.
So now it's just like 2 blue roses over
All right,
it.
all
And
right, I
it's
can
nice.
understand
Like,
that because you didn't want the
it
weird.
made me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like it didn't grow with me. Like I do have I have this cross on my back that I added pieces to until I was like 17. So it's got like wings and then there's got like a rose in the middle. And it looks like I'm in like a Spanish gang.
Yeah, those are kind of fun though.
So it is fun to think about when I was a kid and like having to hide it and like waking up with like my sheets to my back and being like, what the hell do I do?
See, that's the memory.
Yeah.
It brings you right back. These people are like, I need to create a tattoo with all these different things because I'm like, no, just do it. And then 20 years from now, you'll look back and you'll remember that year. You'll remember that day.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun memory.
When's the last time you got fresh ink?
Last thing I had was the eagle, actually, right there. Yeah.
When was that?
That would be St. Patrick's Day last year.
How was the
So,
for
yeah.
me recently? I had this tattoo done, and I gotta tell you, hurt like hell.
Oh yeah.
I don't
they suck.
remember it hurting this bad.
Nope. They always hurt. You
we
forget
forget it?
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like as a
Yeah.
kid, it didn't hurt that bad, but maybe I was just doing other stuff. Like
Yeah,
I don't.
you don't remember because also too when you're younger, things don't hurt as much. Like when you're a child and you fall down and smack your head, you get it back up and run. Now, if I fall down and hit my head, I
dead.
might not come back up. I might
that's
be
it.
down for the count.
It's the end. If I get up, if I like move too fast and stand up, I might fall over.
Yeah, we're older
how I
now.
am. We're old.
You break. I sprained my ankle like in a pothole. I probably did that every day when I was 15.
And now it would take me out
running
for like
the
3
streets.
weeks. So,
Yeah, now I'm sitting around like, oh,
but to be
go to physical
fair,
therapy.
I did break my foot. A dancer's break. It's like the last bone. It like went in half. And I had a toddler, and they gave me a boot, and I had it for 2 days. And I'm like, we don't have a broken foot anymore. I'm like, life does not let us have a broken
Yeah,
foot anymore.
get
And
it
I
going.
guess it healed fine because that's my medical advice to everyone. If you just pretend that it's not broken, if you get a tattoo, just pretend it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
don't be a
Don't be
don't
a,
be
bitch
a
about
baby.
it. Don't cry about it.
That's
if you're on
right,
the
just
edge,
do it.
If you're on the edge, look at Rob White's portfolio
Yeah.
and just push yourself over the edge. Go for it.
Just do a cool tattoo. It's so much fun.
Just like Rob says, if you're gonna do it, do it.
Just do it.
Blow the walls down.
Right. Yeah. Just
Tear
get,
the
get,
roof off.
get tattoo the side of your face. Go ape.
I really,
You know?
nothing I want more than to do my fingers and my neck. My whole life, I've always wanted it. I did my toes because I couldn't do my fingers.
Can't even this one talking over here. She can't even get a Cupid doll.
My husband.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
But, he probably wouldn't find it for years. We have a toddler anyway. So if I got it anywhere closed cover, he wouldn't see it. He would be like, it would be a
Oh.
surprise to him. Except maybe
man.
when I ask for like toilet paper. And he'd be like, hey, that wasn't there
That wasn't there.
when I married you. And I'm
It's
like,
a weird moment though. I don't
that is a weird moment.
I don't know, just me. I don't shit in front of my wife. But hey, what do I know?
Are
I
you-
was raised
but, like,
Catholic.
it is Catholic guilt, but me and my husband were very close, and we have a cape in North Merrick, and it's
cape?
small.
Oh.
No, I do own capes.
Yeah.
but
don't, like
no, our home is cape style, so
right.
it's got a little hallway. So I always, because of my daughter, and she's potty training still, I leave the door open in case she's interested, which you shouldn't be.
Yeah, but okay, I
in
get
case
that.
she's interested, so
Teach
I'll
her.
be like, "Yo, get me toilet paper," because of course I'm not the one who left it out, but I didn't look before I sat. And then he would come in and see with my pants. So I just can't do it on my thighs, I guess, is what I'm saying.
No.
You know.
You could, well, you got to that's
I
that's
got
your own
canvas.
that's
I
your own talk at home. You know what I mean? I can tell you how to live your life.
Yeah, I'm bringing
Look
the
at me.
audience in on this, though. I mean, where should I get this tattoo? I
It's
mean,
cool.
I would love to know where I should get it. I
Cupid
have,
doll, like it's like that big. It's not
I
even
know,
a big.
it's
You can do it.
tiny.
You,
A little
you made
bow.
it like that big. I'm saying whatever. you
because
know?
anytime you get a tattoo, you're like, I'm gonna get a tattoo this big, and then it doesn't matter. You're getting one this big. Like it doesn't matter because by the time it fleshes out, And good tattoo artists like you actually look at where it is in the body and how it's
Yeah,
gonna
to
look.
make it fit correctly and sit to
Yeah.
the muscle. Sure.
You know, like when I got this done, I'm like, oh, I just want it this
Beautiful
big.
piece, by the way, too.
Thank you.
Who
Chris-
did that piece? It's really
Chris
nice.
Kustis from Three Kings.
Yeah, it's
he did my
wonderful.
cover up first on my back, and
Okay.
you can't even see where it used to say it. So I was like going back. I got he put the itch in me after the cover up. And I'm like, I need to get this done. Got
Yeah.
that done, and then there's a picture of my daughter I wanted to get done, and then I wanted to get this all sleeved out, and I think that's what freaked my husband out because at the same time I'm like, I'm gonna go on your show and get a tattoo, and he's like, I don't want you getting any more tattoos, and I'm like, but I just want to get my Twilight Zone sleeve here, my daughter here,
That's it,
and
just
then
the Twilight
and
Zone
then just
sleeve.
like up here, like you know the like 4 good
What-
Twilight Zones.
What episode of the Twilight Zone? Which ones?
The mannequin episode.
Okay.
I forget what it's called, but her face when she finds out. At the top, you have Timmy, you know, the one who points, and then you have the Jack in the Box from the
Oh
field.
yeah, Jack in the Box. Sure.
Then in the middle, you would have the eye from the intro, and then at the
Yep,
bottom,
yep.
the guy's face when his glasses break.
Oh, not Mr. Beale. Was it Mr.
I forget his name.
Yeah, that was a great episode. with
Yeah,
him.
so
that's
it's
a
like
good
my
one.
my 3 favorite episodes of the Twilight Zone. I like all Twilight. I like all
Oh, there's so
horror
many
and Twilight
good.
Zone episodes. So I just wanted
Yeah, I
like
love
a
Twilight
just up
Zone.
here, just finish this out with that, and then I wanted Keith Dougherty from Mooka Moon drew a picture of my daughter like sitting in a field of daisies, and I was gonna finish it out over here and just just finish this arm, just get because like it needs to be finished now, right?
Listen, hey, I work in a tattoo shop, so I say, of course.
That's what
but
I'm saying.
you know, you don't want to wind up going home and your stuff's on the front lawn and your husband's
I
like,
own that
hey,
house too.
you know.
He wouldn't put my stuff on the lawn. He just wouldn't talk to me for a while. He'd be like,
I don't know. I don't know whatever it is. You know, how it
whatever
is.
he does.
However it goes.
I've never been punished before. My husband just walks away when he's
Yeah?
mad. Yeah, no, I've never been like maritally
It's just, he's not
punished.
upset. He's just disappointed.
Yeah,
I get that.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yes.
I want to fight, and he's like, he doesn't give it to me. He just
Yeah.
walks away, or he'll like be like, he'll like find a banana and be like, bananaed.
What?
He'll walk away. Yeah.
What do you mean he finds a banana? What is
Like
this?
he'll find something, like an object, like a water bottle, and I'll be angry about something, and he'd be like, "You've been water bottled," and he'll throw it at me.
I don't
and
know.
walk
What does it?
away.
Mario Kart? Where do you live?
This is
What
my
is this,
house.
a video game?
We pretty much live a video game, yeah. And then you have my daughter running around. She's like topless on a indoor swing. Like things are crazy in my house. Don't go there. It's nuts.
The number for Child Protective Services is.
They would come to my house and be like, "Do you parents have a place where you are?" Because literally my whole house is my daughter. It's a trampoline in the living room. We have like sensory stuff everywhere.
Oh,
It's her artwork everywhere. Like if you try to find anything adult like, you're in the wrong spot.
Apparently lots of bananas too.
There's a few.
It's-
Well, she loves bananas.
it's
Who
like
kid doesn't?
Donkey
like
Kong
bananas?
over
Like
there. There's
Donkey-
bananas.
It is like Mario Kart. So, what is your next tattoo? Do you have anything in mind?
For me, no, nothing yet. I'll probably pick some kind of tattoo flesh from an artist that I admire and go from there. I have like a list of tattooers that if they're ever in the area or I see them,
Yeah.
I'll go and check them out. But I'm the laziest person with getting tattoos because and it was kind of smart. My dad told me as a kid, he's like, listen, you're going to get lots of tattoos. Do yourself a favor, start on your legs. Cover your legs first before you get to your arms.
Oh,
Because he was one of those guys that got his arms done first, and then when he got older, he was like, "Oh,
I
want
wish I had this canvas."
suit
Yeah.
of black and gray, and now I got this random tattoo." And so okay, you might grow out of the traditional tattoo thing, and you want like a Japanese bodysuit. 45 years old, all this time later, I still love traditional Americana, so that's all I'm gonna do. So I should have probably done some stuff when I was younger, and some of the older tattooers that are dead now I could have gotten, but I do have a good collection going on, and I'm starting to move on to the arm. I figure by the time I hit 70, I'll have like brand new tattoos
Yeah.
as a 70-year-old man
you're
that
like
are
skin,
visible.
They have to like hold your skin apart to
Well,
like, 'cause
they'll-
it's like
but it'll
drooping
be
and gross.
Cool though. It'll be like
Yeah.
new. It won't be like this thing I got in 1995. It'll be like, no, I got this thing last year. I'm the coolest old man in the nursing home.
Then
If,
then you get the neck tattoo.
And
Go
yeah, you
for
get
it.
your Terrell. I would do like a big skull and crossbones here. I think would be
I
cool.
would want to do like the side of my neck, like something like probably like probably something like traditional spider web.
Cool.
Real,
So
and then that has its own association. So like,
Yeah, you could be like
but it
the
means nothing to me. Just a
Gang,
spider web.
prison. All that kind of stuff went out the window. I mean,
It's art.
That one's tough anymore.
Has your wife ever tattooed you?
Yeah. She tattooed me. I got a nautical star on the top of my foot when that was my first tattoo from my dad. And then when we opened up our shop, I still had the other one open, so she put a nautical star on the top of there. So it was sort of like my start in tattooing, my
tribute.
start to opening my shop.
Your little milestones on your little feet that
Yeah,
run 20
little-
miles.
A little my gross grandpa foot, you know.
That can run 20 miles.
Well, yeah, they do. Yeah, so that's something. They're doing something.
Well, I have to tell you guys, this 45 minutes has gone so fast and may have gone over a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Rob, you have been an amazing guest. And what was that website again?
Thank you for having me on. It's robwhitecomedy.com. And yeah, it's got everything on there. Go to my Instagram, go to my face page, all that crap.
Find Who the F is Rob White
Yeah.
online on his podcast. As always, my name is Jen Snortland. This is Rob White. Make sure you love, like, and follow. And thank you guys for joining us in the Long Island Hustle. Have a great night.